tall. Sonic, he can really move. Sonic, he's got an attitude. Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. I'm one of the students, Morg.
And I'm the teacher, Dan. And this week, we talked about, this week we're talking about the last two episodes of Season 1 of SatAM. I guess they end on a note that fits for a finale, but what I really want to say about these episodes going out the gate, though, is this is like Land Before Time core or something.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
like
very
there's literally Littlefoot.
You can feel the mix of Land Before Time core, and also like we're in the late 90s. We love environmentalism. What animal is majestic and mysterious? Elephants.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking elephants.
Yeah. As far as news goes, I'm just digging through the official Sonic Twitter. This one is technically not news, but it is something I skipped over, which is that the Sonic mobile games have added 9 and Rusty Rose to Speed Battle. Let's see, there's a what is this? No, it's nothing. The other thing is that, You're right, okay. The other thing is that Sonic Colors Ultimate, is now on Steam. Originally, the PC version was originally exclusive to Epic's Game Store. It's now on Steam, which is good news for a lot of people because some people, like myself, very much prefer to not use EGS. It's also kind of neutral news for me because I already have the Wii version and I don't really want the HD version.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The only game I will buy multiple times every time it comes out is Skyrim, and I will hate it every time.
Why, Devon?
That's a lot of buying.
I'm just joking, I don't do that.
Of course. Yeah, that's more of a Max thing.
Yeah, I have it on my Switch, and I played it once, and I said,
Mm-hmm.
Max is owned. Owned and trolled.
I am owning and trolling him right now.
Somewhere, somehow, Max just clutched his chest in pain.
Mm-hmm. With those little bits of news out of the way, I think we can get into the episode proper. So
you guys like drilling for oil?
Mm-hmm. If you do, then look forward to Season 1, Episode 11, Subsonic. We open with Eggman doing a 4X strategy game, or possibly a city builder, where he's just sending out drones to dig for oil. I will say, it's kind of neat. I do like that they're like weird fucking like snakes with like jaws that sort of like drill into the earth.
Yeah, I do think they're really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very War of the Worlds, that one movie looking kind of those snake robot things.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw it, but...
there are snake robots in that.
Damn.
Just think about this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I am.
It's just like in guy who's only watched Sonic the Hedgehog media. This is giving me SatAM vibes.
Wow, this is giving me SatAM.
She's giving me SatAM.
And as we like look underground,
the director said cut, and she heard SatAM.
Yep. Why is it SatAM? We see like this sort of like underground throne, and there's this weird fucked up blob monster. also down there.
Yeah, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. You really look like that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I knew what you looked like.
I've been trolling you this whole time.
Shit.
As a result of the drilling for oil, there's runoff, leaking into the rivers. And it's not good because now lots of trees are dying. We see the freedom fighters trying to grow a new, I guess, crop of trees. And they're not doing so good. We see Sonic. He's playing a song on his guitar.
Yeah, I was like, what is this, Sonic Underground? Damn.
Yeah.
It's almost. We're almost there.
Uh-huh. I think at some point I did, see, a list of, some website listing off various songs, probably a YouTube playlist or something. And in addition to a bunch of underground songs, it did have this song.
Hell yeah.
There. He's fishing, just like my friend Vic the cat, and he catches a real big one.
Too big, honestly.
It's too fucking big.
It steals his rod!
Steals him!
Yeah, it pulls him into the river, and he's trying to grab it, but it's too much. It takes his rod.
Personally, I wouldn't send the guy who's afraid of water and swimming to catch the fish, but...
Mm-hmm. I mean...
Or does this version of Sonic not care about water?
Yeah, it seems like some of them don't care.
He seems very water neutral in this series.
I guess he does have to, actively jump into a pool full of water whenever he wants a ring.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah, he's had that trait, he's learned to live with water. He loses the rod. He goes to meet up with the rest of the freedom fighters, and he tells this mostly exaggerated story of what happened. And Antoine accuses him of lying, but he says, "A hedgehog never lies." I don't know. That's just a funny line to me.
Hey, so you know how Antoine's bit, previous episodes used to be, I speak French, so my words sound weird?
Mm-hmm.
At this point, he's just he doesn't have a grasp of the English language at all.
Uh-huh.
He's saying phrases wrong, he's saying words completely wrong. I feel like Antoine got hit in the head.
He probably did.
Yeah, it's very weird.
It's an interesting choice. But, so Sonic at some point is clearing out his ears full of water. And some of the water goes onto one of the plants. Makes it grow.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, that's some cool water you got there. And he's like, whoa, let me get it onto this other plant, and it grows. And they're like, hey, where'd you get that water? Apparently the water's green. I didn't really notice that at all.
Yeah.
I did later notice, but I didn't notice.
Yeah, because they say later, they're like, it's the green water. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, the way it's colored, it could easily just look like a certain, art, just some fun coloring, some artistic choices.
It just looks sunny. It looks very sunny.
Yeah, it looks like water when it's bright out. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, green water?
It looks more green when they're underground a little.
Yeah. Maybe it's all the algae.
Algae. Special algae for special boys. I don't know what I was saying.
Yeah, this is the super plankton. They realize, hey, there's some weird magic water and we need more of it, so we should find where this is coming from. So they take a speedboat to the Great River, And, as they're, like, going along, they're chatting. Rotor thinks about how, man, I wish instead of a handyman who could build a speedboat, I was, like, a hero like Sonic.
I wish I was like a ripped Giga Chad like Sonic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you can find a ripped Giga Chad Rotor somewhere, but not here.
But then he wouldn't be this, like, chunky, walrus boy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I'm typing in ripped Giga Chad Rotor into my phone right now.
No.
Yep. Uh-huh. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Yeah, give me a few minutes. I'll be back.
Mm-hmm. So meanwhile, as they're, like, going along, they notice that, like, the trees, like, along the river are also all dying. And suddenly the, river becomes faster and more rapid as, our heroes are sucked into a whirlpool. And they end up in this underground river.
This mysterious underground world.
Yes, there's no recordings on Nicole. They know nothing about this place, and soon the motor fails on the speedboat, and they have to start rowing. Also, like, this whole next section, it's, like, getting increasingly difficult to travel in this boat. Like, it starts filling with water, and also the water starts becoming, like, getting weirder and getting more, like, just more, I don't even, maybe polluted, maybe just magical.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with the water here.
They're going a little nutty with the colors in this one.
Yeah, pretty much like JoJo Part 4 kind of coloring right here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What if JoJo Part 4, but they just looked like that?
Yeah.
Maybe they just look like that.
Maybe they do just look like that. I never considered.
Yeah. So, as they, like, go along, they go down a waterfall. At one point, Antoine just sort of disappears. Sonic has to, like, run them up the waterfall. The boat starts filling with water. Sonic, or the water starts becoming pink and starts boiling.
Yo, this is biblical shit.
Yeah,
for real.
This is a bit apocalyptic.
Yeah, the levels of peril on this ride are they are what I think of when I think of watching Land Before Time as, like, a 7-year-old.
It is a horror movie they're scrolling through.
Yeah, just cartoon animals in utter peril. They eventually end up in, like, this mushroom forest, and they get attacked by living plants. They realize something's watching them, and, like, Rotor's gone at this point.
Not Rotor.
Not Rotor. Oh no. They reach the throne. They talk about it smelling like pollution. It smells like Robotropolis, which is to say, robots and pollution.
At this point, they still don't think that Robotnik is involved, which is funny.
Yeah, like, Sally gets separated. Eventually, Sonic gets, like, grabbed by the big blob guy from the start, and we cut to, like, Rotor, who fell down this, pit.
Yeah, he just slipped.
Yeah, he finds the magical water, and so he, like, is, like, trying to figure out what to do. He, breaks down a little, like, a little natural dam of rocks, so it can start, like, flowing somewhere. He dips his canteen, fills it with water. As he, like, breaks this, like, dam, everything on, like, all the trees that were, like, dying on the surface start growing back to their natural form. We see. Oh, right. Now I know what happens next. I'm checking my notes. Is we see Sonic, Sally, and Antoine stuck in
The goo zone.
Yeah,
They're just
a horrible
fucking
goo.
stuck. Yeah.
They're he just put them in the goo zone.
I'm like,
Yeah.
well, interesting choice.
He
says, "You're all my prisoners. Get in the goo."
Yeah, this bit and like a bit from the next episode, reminding me just how much in like 90s cartoons people get trapped in quicksand.
This is why
and goo.
everyone thought that they would run into quicksand when they were children.
Yeah.
And that quicksand was at all in any way dangerous.
This is less quicksand and more...
this is tar pit.
Yeah.
This is
tar
every
pit.
like cartoon in the 90s and like early 2000s being like, yeah, you will go to California and you will fall into a tar pit. That's just how things happen.
Yeah, that would actually suck to do.
Just, if you ever visit California, you will for some reason fall into those tar pits.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's awful.
It just makes... I've definitely brought this up on a podcast recently. It was probably this one, but the fucking picture of, this like shitty MS Paint, My Little Pony characters, Rarity and Applejack are stuck in mud and tar, and Rainbow Dash says, "So long, suckers, ah." It is the funniest interpretation of like, a fucking, it's extremely funny to me. It's clearly fetish art, but it's just so fucking ridiculous. I can't take it. I can't even be disturbed by it.
Right.
Looks like, in the chat, Devon has found results. They are not as harrowing as we described, but it is a render of like, of reboot era Archie, Rotor.
Yeah, it's the best Giga Chad Rotor I can find. It's an untapped market so far.
Yeah. So I'll just quickly note that,
but I like Chunky Rotor.
Yeah,
I do like this Rotor, though.
I mean, yeah, I love Chunky Rotor. I love anytime Rotor gets to do anything on this show.
For real.
I do like
when I
Rotor.
get to see him.
This becomes like very Rotor-centric at this point in the episode. I will note, the reboot era of Archie redesigns like a bunch of characters, that were in the comic to more closely resemble traditional Sonic characters, including the Freedom Fighters. And they made Rotor like this. This is.
I kind of like him less when he looks like this. I like when he kind of looks like a stoner.
Yeah, he doesn't really have stoner vibes in this one, but yes, this is an official render that was, I believe, used for a cover or something by I believe their name is Rafa Knight. They did like a bunch of official renders for Archie, and I believe you can. I'd have to check, but I believe you can commission them. At some point, they got into some like controversy because someone took one of their models for like Azrael Dreamer, the Hypergod version from Undertale, and like made a sex mod, just like molded like a dick and balls onto that.
Oh my god.
That's not their fault.
Yeah, that's not their fault.
Yeah.
I do like I like that this one looks more like one I would see in the games, though. Like, I do think that's fun.
Like, there's some neat, like,
he looks like a character I would see in Sonic Boom.
Yeah, he's
like if Rotor was
like,
in Sonic Boom.
Yeah, this is definitely like from the era when like Boom was airing on TV.
Yeah, where they're like, they have to have longer legs, they have to have some form of like bandage or like glove on their hand.
Yeah.
Like fingerless glove.
Muscly, like
yeah, gotta be a little more ripped.
Let's see. So next thing I was gonna go. Right, Now that Rotor is the only one not stuck in mud and tar, he has to grab the power ring, which is sitting somewhere. They did not really make it clear where it was.
Yeah, apparently it was I think in his pocket, but he was so stuck in the goo that he couldn't move to get it. Right, I think.
I thought, maybe. I don't know. I thought it was maybe it had landed somewhere and Rotor had to go get it, but
I have no clue.
He got it off of Sonic, but I don't know. It's they don't make it clear where it was on him, and that's fine. I don't need to know. It could be in his ass.
Don't.
I don't.
I mean, Sonic doesn't have pockets or wear pants, so I don't know where he got it, but
I will say though, sometimes he wears a backpack. So if he was wearing a backpack in this episode, that's probably where it was. So Rotor has to get the ring to them. I would describe the next section of peril he's in as being him having to do a QTE where he has to mash a button to get across a bridge.
Yeah, basically.
He gets grabbed and he has to pull. He gets grabbed by a tentacle or something. And
by a weird sludge monster living in here.
Yeah. Yeah, they got the fucking garbage monster from Star Wars in here.
Yeah, he's just chilling.
Mm-hmm. Seemingly has no connection to the big underground blob man. But he does it. He does the QTE and gets everyone out.
Sonic uses the ring to immediately go get Sally. But it never appears to make any effort to go get Antoine, who is quickly drowning in the goo, and Rotor saves him. So I think Sonic would have just left him.
Oh yeah.
I think he would have.
He probably
would have been oh no, Antoine, I wasn't fast enough.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Antoine.
Rest in peace.
He would make it look like an accident.
Yeah, he's I'm normally fast enough for anything, but wasn't fast enough to save Antoine. Ain't that fucked up?
Mm-hmm.
That's why Antoine's not in many other Sonic media. He's just in this.
Yeah, Sonic is just I'm not saving him.
Because he always lets him die.
Antoine just died in the other universes. So they get out. Sally gives Rotor a kiss. They figure out that Robotnik did this. The big blob guy shows up and
he's it's those fucking robot drones you keep saying us. Also, Robotnik did a genocide by accident.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
By accident.
I was how?
Just completely, by looking for oil, he did a genocide on an entire people.
It's wild because I'm there are Eggmans that would do that on purpose, including this one maybe.
Yeah, this one would love to do it on purpose.
This one basically has done genocides on purpose.
Yeah, but this one.
Yeah, next episode he's really all about doing a genocide on purpose.
Oh yeah, you're so right.
But this one is just complete accident.
Wait till they tell him later, damn.
You killed all those people, and he's damn it, I didn't even know?
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
He's oh, that's so fucked up, I wanted to be there.
They explain what's going on to this guy, and he explains how he was he was part of a mighty kingdom, and all of them died because of this oil stuff, as we explained. Did they
give this guy a name?
No.
I don't think we get a name for this guy.
I didn't think so either, but I wasn't sure. I was did I miss his name?
No, I don't think we get one. I think I think the most he gets to do is you killed my people, and Sonic's what? I can't fucking understand you.
What? I don't have any ears. His name's just Devon, right? Because that's you.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah. So Devon, has to. Devon
Robotnik genocided my people, and now I'm just a sad guy.
Yeah. Devon learns that it's not just surface dwellers, it is specifically Robotnik doing this.
Specifically one man and his shitty little cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now I'm imagining this blobby guy being a big fan of Starline. It's very funny to me.
Well, he has no people anymore. He has to do something to occupy his time.
Oh no!
Well, of course.
He gets into stan culture.
Oh no! Someone
so-
save him from stan culture, please.
He's making K-pop style edits, but it's just all Dr. Starline.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Fuck.
sure I could find those if I looked. So Sonic figures out what to do. He runs up to the surface. I think he like runs on like one of these big like snake oil sucking things. And he gets to the surface. He has to like he runs into like the control room of this oil facility.
He also basically does a quick time event.
Mm-hmm. He does a rhythm game.
Yeah.
Where he's just like mashing buttons to sabotage everything while singing a refrain of the song from the start of the episode.
Yeah.
He like flees from it. The day is saved. Rotor pours like the magic water into the polluted water to help out Devon. And
Yeah.
Devon gives Sonic a bag of magic fertilizer. And
Because I'm humble like that.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and so they take this like fertilizer to the newborn trees and spread it there, and they begin to grow. And we end this episode with Rotor saying, "You know, after being the protagonist for an episode, I'd rather be a handyman."
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's stressful, Rotor. Get your bag.
Yeah. That ends.
I am sad that that's basically them saying, Rotor will no longer go on adventures with them, but thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you all for asking.
Yeah. The next episode, episode 12 of season 1, the season finale, Sonic Past Cool.
Very cool name.
Uh-huh.
Can we talk about how the episode we did a few weeks ago where it was Sonic having nightmares and they thought Robotnik died at the end of it? That feels more like a finale than this.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if, like, they had an episode order and, like, I don't know how this aired at the time, and I certainly don't know how it's ordered now. I could understand if maybe there's, like, an episode order that has been altered in some way.
Yeah, I have no idea how, episode order structure works at all. I don't know how, like, production dates and how they decide arbitrarily. Let's just put episodes in this order, how that works. But it is weird.
Mm-hmm. To the best of my knowledge, it usually operates off of, like, well, would this episode work better to establish something? Could this episode be arbitrarily made into a holiday episode, etc.?
Yeah, and is this episode about, pet snuffleupaguses?
Yeah.
Who are very intelligent creatures, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're very smart. We sort of open with, Bunny, basically shooting out of a thatched roof, because as it turns out, Rotor is outfitting her legs with, big stretchy leg things, just to make her have longer legs. This is a power she has now, and will have for the rest of canon.
Stretchy arms and extendo fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's Go-Go Gadget.
She's Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot.
Yeah.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, she's transgender.
Yep.
So true.
Transgender icon. Oh, we should do that for We Were Queer Bait. Anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you should.
And to piss off Booch Hartman, I should talk about how Danny Phantom is also trans. Anyways,
Oh,
once again,
absolutely.
continue.
I was just thinking about that earlier today.
What if that's an episode you appear on,
We
Morg?
need to do this. We need
Can
to have
I
this
be on
scenario.
the oh my god, I want to be on the David episode of Weary Queerbait. Oh my god.
And I'll specifically subtweet at fucking Butch Hartman the whole time.
Fuck, please. Okay, we can talk about this later.
Yeah. Future plans.
Sorry, I was just like, wait.
So, with that production meeting out of the way, we see Tails whacking around a hockey puck, with a stick, and he's calling it dirt hockey. He's very sad that, the Freedom Fighters can't play with him.
Because they're doing adult shit.
They're doing adult shit, i.e. running a resistance cell.
They're just fixing a bunny, actually, but yes, true.
Yeah.
I mean, fixing someone's prosthetic legs is adult shit.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
And whenever she's on a mission, she is a high scorer in, like, the use meter. She normally, like, racks up a kill count. She normally just, like, pries doors open with her robotic limbs. You gotta make sure Bunny is on tip-top form.
Yeah, she is definitely an MVP. As Tails is, like, walking around sad with his hockey stick, he's lamenting how he can't play with the adults. They are teenagers, mostly. I just find the way
Isn't Rotor the only adult in the group?
Rotor might be an adult.
I think he's like 19 canonically here, and all the others are like 16.
I just find that funny because it did make me think of, like, being a 5-year-old and thinking, well, 15 and 20 and 30 are all basically the same age.
Yeah, those teenagers over there are adults, and they're so fucking cool.
He finds this weird animal. It's like a dinosaur with it's like a triceratops, but it's got like an elephant nose.
Yeah, but not long like an elephant, but just long enough for it to be useful.
Yeah. He's like playing with, the weird animal. After a while, he's like, hey, let's go get some snacks. And
yeah, his name's Little T.
His name is Baby T.
Sorry, Baby T.
It should have been Lil T.
I think we can call him either or.
Yeah, I'm calling him Little T.
So, Little T is,
stands for Little
snacks.
Trans.
I will say, we eventually, like, learn the name of, like, their species, which does start with T, but Tails doesn't know that, so I just assume that for Tails, the T stands for Tails.
Little Tails!
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is Little Tails. It definitely is Baby Tails.
I didn't even realize that he didn't know the name of her. Like, I didn't even, like, clock that somehow.
Baby T eats all the snacks and then runs off. The Freedom Fighters are, shaking apples out of a tree, since Bunny can, like, can reach up there now. And then Tails shows up. He says he has a problem.
I have
has
a pet
to clarify
snuffleupagus.
I do like that he has to clarify it's a big problem. Because he's like 4 years old. You need to know. He needs to establish that sort of thing. And as it turns out, this weird animal is a baby pteropod, separated from his herd. And very conveniently, Sally, who is able to identify this creature, was at some point working on a device that she could use to let her communicate with them, but it wasn't
what the
really
fuck?
Finished. Very convenient. Also, very inconvenient in ways I appreciate.
Yeah, I do love how she also doesn't say it wasn't finished, she just had no one to test it out on.
Yeah.
So she, like, independently read one day about these guys and was like, I wonder if I could talk to them.
Yeah. Maybe she, like, heard stories when she was younger.
I think it's cute that she did that.
Yeah, I like this. I like this establishment of, like, Sally being sort of an inventor type. Whereas, like, Rotor's more of a handyman. Tails is, like, a 5-year-old.
Tails is a baby.
Uh-huh. Sally knows how to, like, make stuff. They find the herd, and we see, like, this big herd of pteropod crying out. They do, like, this weird digital effect on the cries. It's very weird. I
kind of hate it.
It's more upsetting than I think they intended.
Yeah.
It's very upsetting. I hate listening to it.
Mm-hmm. But there's a problem with them, which is they are not migrating in the right direction. They are going away from a place that's safe for them, which is Boulder Bay. I guess they migrate over there like every year or so. We now have to go into a sort of Land Before Time plot because they need to, like, get this baby and the baby's mom to this bay where it's safe. Sally, like, hooks up the communication device to the mom.
I missed that she did this for a while,
mm-hmm.
and I thought this, like, one elephant just had a necklace.
Uh-huh.
This one elephant just had a choker.
Mom.
Yeah.
But apparently they do have a language. Like, their cries are clearly in sort of that structure.
Much like elephants.
Yeah.
True.
So, we then cut to Robotnik, who is plotting to roboticize these pteropods, as they are the only living things on Mobius not under his control besides the freedom fighters.
Okay, but a factually wrong statement, because 5 minutes later they're like, oh, that's the Great Forest. We don't go in there, and all of our scouts never come out of there, so we have no control over that place.
Yeah. Not to mention, we do, like, meet... This is a very bold claim by Robotnik.
Yeah, he's just wrong, and he's just saying shit, which I think is fun.
Yeah, I think he's just wrong.
Like, he knows it, too, but he's just like, I'm just gonna say shit.
Mm-hmm. Snively points out that, like, these things are quite intelligent. Maybe you could use that, incorporate that into the roboticization, but no. He just wants them to be muscle beasts for him.
Yeah, he says, I don't want their brains, I want their brawn.
Mm-hmm. And
he just wants some big horses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just wants some big fucked up guys to make. But as established earlier, the herd, or at the very least Mama and Baby T, go into the Great Jungle, which... I don't think even the freedom fighters go there. I think it is a no man's land. But Robotnik's gonna go after them anyways, cause he's evil like that.
Yeah, he's a real sicko.
Mm-hmm. So, as the freedom fighters travel through, they learn probably one of the biggest reasons why nobody goes in here, which is... There are sparkling plants called, like... they're called, like, scorch plants, and...
They're glitter plants.
They do glitter, and, they sort of melt, any sort of, like, mineral on contact, which includes metal.
They only show, like, metal. Do they ever show, like, flesh?
I think it's supposed to be they only eat metal.
Okay.
Like, they actively only eat metal, because later the mom Snuffleupagus is like, eat metal machines! And they're like, great idea!
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. They,
And I think that's implied why all his scouts keep going missing, because every time they go into this forest, this metal-eating plant's like, nom nom nom, don't mind if I do.
Yeah. Yeah, having the time of their life.
Nom nom.
Oh, just for me.
Mm-hmm. Sonic gets grabbed by a vine, and is slowly being lowered into quicksand. So
much quicksand.
Yeah, what the heck is with this vine?
Another quicksand.
Jeez. What's that, Devon?
What the heck is with this vine that comes out of nowhere?
Yeah,
They never explain the plant that does it. It's just a vine.
It just happens. Like this.
They just needed a reason to get him above the quicksand.
They just needed a reason for Sonic to slowly be lowered into quicksand. So that's what happens. And our heroes need to like get him out of there. And thankfully Mama T is able to push a big tree down so that Sonic can like get out of the snare and land on it and run away. At this point, Robotnik, we continue our journey, and Robotnik decides, I will capture the larger of the two pteropods, because that'll be more useful for my experiments. They're gonna use a heat-seeking radar to find them, and at this point, like, they're like traveling. Mama T gets some water, senses something dangerous. Sally has to like fuck around with the communicator a bit to like see if she can like get a word out. And it's simple. It's danger. I like how much this device doesn't really work.
Yeah, like not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like they get danger and then it immediately starts breaking down again.
Mm-hmm.
Because hey, language is difficult.
Yeah.
Is this around where we get horny Robotnik?
Let me see.
There's just a moment where like Snivvy's like, "Oh shit, it's the freedom fighters. They're helping the Snuffleupaguses."
Right.
And he just goes like, "Oh, I can hardly
you're
wait."
right.
Like he gets really horny about the idea of killing Sonic.
Should I use another cage, sir?
Negative. Let them sweat a while. There is no way for them to get through that force field. Even the hedgehog is trapped. I just tingle all over.
Yeah. So that's
sure
right
does.
here. So
That's just...
Okay.
Robotnik traps them in a force field, and puts Mama T in a cage. Sonic's got to like Sonic like figure out a way to get the cage down, but like and open it up, but they can't actually leave the force field. They're stuck in here. So Robotnik just thinks about, he's just gonna let them stew in misery. They're gonna be so upset, and then he gives that weird little shudder.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
that makes me all tingly.
Yeah, horny Robotnik logged in.
I'm gonna include that sound clip because...
Yeah, he does say tingly, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know why. It took me a second to be like... But yeah, no. That's fucked up.
Robotnik horny moments.
Yeah, Robotnik kind of feeling some kind of way.
Robotnik, calm down.
Robotnik writing an elaborate fanfic about his OC getting trapped in quicksand or something.
No!
He's like, oh no, we're stuck in a force field.
Mm-hmm. But thankfully, Sonic is able to use the power ring that he always has on him to, saw an opening into the force field, and everyone gets out. At this point, like, they're, like, riding I think they start, like, riding the pteropods. Sally gets the translator to work just enough that Mama T can say, plants eat metal machines. And Sonic is able to... Sonic lures the the drones going after them away, so they can, get, trapped in a field of scorch plants. And the plan works perfectly. Sadly, I am a little disappointed that it didn't involve, Robotnik going in there and his ship melting, but...
it, started to. The bottom of his ship got, fucked.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Last episode had them being like, "Ah, shit, is Robotnik dead?" This one's just he's fine.
Yeah.
They don't even acknowledge. They don't even acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not like, "Oh shit, he's not dead."
Mm-hmm. They just sort of have accepted it at this point.
Maybe that's why for these last 2 episodes, anything that happens, they're not immediately like, "Oh, so it's probably Robotnik."
But they figure out that they can transport the they figure out they can transport the scorch plants by carrying the seeds, which are harmless to touch. And there's this bit where Sonic's bragging about being way past cool and tries to take credit for Sally's idea, and no one's buying it, but they let him buy into his own grip.
That was weird. That was a weird moment because it just seemed like he just kept going back and forth about being you're past cool, but you're not way past cool.
You're just the past or whatever.
Yeah. It was stupid.
They really needed to figure out how to write cool dialogue.
They just wanted you to know Sonic was cool one last time.
And they go to Boulder Bay. Tails has a heartfelt goodbye to Baby T. Sally puts the translator on so they can have a last conversation. And whatever heartstrings might have been tugged are now cut because Baby T does say, "Gotta juice it loose."
I felt like I was having a stroke at that one.
It's just not a good line.
Who taught you that, Baby T?
I guess Sonic.
At what point did Sonic take Baby T aside and said, "Hey, you want to learn a cool phrase?
You want to say cool things like me?
You want to not say lame things like Tails, but say cool thing like me?"
Hey, did you know that the coolest thing in the world are beverages, and specifically juice? You should always talk about juice and juicing.
You can always talk about juicing it and loosing it.
But they end on a laugh, and that's basically the end of season. That's the end of season 1. We are now halfway through all of SatAM.
Woo!
I can't wait to figure out if this show ever, for any reason, actually kills off Robotnik.
I don't think it does.
Wonderful.
I know some details about the end. They do win in the end, but it's ends on a cliffhanger. Robotnik does not die. Robotnik just fucks off.
Oh, good. He goes to space.
Yeah, he goes to space. So that sort of wraps up the discussion part of this episode. So, we're pretty we've managed to cover that pretty quickly. I am going to...
Yeah, not a lot happened in these episodes, gonna be honest.
Yes, it's kind of a wet fart sound as far as an ending goes.
Yeah, that is the end of season 1, and it is just about the pet Snuffleupagus.
Yeah, technically the last episode that aired was the pilot that the pilot that was used to pitch the show.
Oh.
We
Are
went
you
over
kidding
that
me?
at the start. But thankfully there is a season 2. We will get more lore. We will get some sexy wolves in one episode.
Hey, yo.
There's going to be an episode where Antoine is subjected to cartoon torture.
Remember Cat?
Oh, I remember.
Or Colonel Cat, whatever his name was?
Yeah,
Remember, they're like, we'll definitely come back for you, and then it's like he's just dead?
Yeah, he's just dead.
Not roboticized, just dead.
Uh-huh. So let me just pull out the encyclopedia, and I can read off an entry.
Sorry about cat noises. She is very angry. I won't let her on my lap right now.
I thought I heard a kitty.
She keeps attempting.
Oh.
But if she gets on my lap, she'll want to play with the headphones, and you can't do that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, where were... I think... Okay, let's see. I'll talk about one of the Game Gear games we haven't talked about yet. You know what? You know what I'll talk about, actually? I'll talk about Sonic Spinball. Sonic Spinball, was a... Oh, here, we've got a little summary from, Ian Flynn himself.
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah.
The man, the myth, the legend.
This book was written by Ian Flynn. With Sonic Team hard at work on Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the Western Development Branch, Sega Technical Institute, took an entirely Western crack at a Sonic game. With references to the tie-in cartoons of the time, Sonic platforms his way into a pinball adventure uniquely his own. Sonic is tasked with finding multiple Chaos Emeralds, which are all blue for some reason, and climbing his way up through Dr. Eggman's pinball-themed defensive systems. Game Gear and Master System users weren't left in the cold, as they received ports with the same elements, albeit with different broad layouts and less content. The story. Dr. Eggman has taken over the volcanic Mount Mobius, turning it into his newest base, the Vejo Fortress. Using the Chaos Emeralds to stabilize his shaking surroundings, he also uses the abundant geothermal power to mass roboticize helpless animals. Sonic and Tails spring into action, but the tornado is shot down on a route, leaving Sonic stranded at the base of the Vejo Fortress. Sonic must climb and fight his way up through the pinball-style defenses to destroy Dr. Eggman's base from within and rescue the animals. I will say, this game, I think, has a great soundtrack. There are two specific tracks that I love. There's the options menu and the first stage, Toxic Caves. I'm just gonna, pipe that in right here. Toxic Caves. Drain the vats of sludge, pop open pipes, and flip switches to find new routes up to the Chaos Emeralds. Don't linger at the bottom, though. That Rexon looks hungry. The boss. Scorpius is a massive and terrifying, but ultimately not too dangerous enemy. Dodge his sludge dispensing stinger and beat him to pieces. Okay, this is interesting. Level 2, Lava Powerhouse. Hip and Hop the Kangaroos help Sonic return to the fray on jets of air. Use the bursts of steam to reach the boiler at the top. Boss. Smash the 4 molten metal belching heads of the robo-boiler. Don't get careless, or you could drop back to the very bottom of this stage. Number 3. The Machine. With the power supply disrupted, it's time to ruin the production line. Smash your way through the massive roboticizer to free the helpless animals. Boss. The Vejo Machine will stop you with an army of badniks. Cut off its supply of helpless animals, then tear it apart from the inside. Final stage, Showdown. The Vejo Fortress is crumbling. To Mount Mobius's fury, Sonic races through the launch station at the volcano's peak to stop Dr. Eggman from escaping. Boss. Disable the defenses around Dr. Eggman's escape shuttle or risk getting flung into the volcano below. Once he's prone, show no mercy.
Oh my god.
Number 5, bonus stage, Each zone has a unique bonus stage once you've completed it. A hidden fourth stage is accessible if you collect all the zone's rings. This includes Trapped Alive. Bust open the purple pots before busting Dr. Eggman's ride. Robo Smile. Ruin Dr. Eggman's dental work.
Oh.
The March. Oh, God. That's more harrowing than I think Ian Flynn
Fucking Kurt
intended.
saw Dr. Eggman.
Yeah, Dr. Eggman Dentist Flash Game.
Dr. Eggman American History X.
Mm-hmm. The March. Clear out the patrolling scratches and bust open the capsule. Clucker's Defense. Bypass the Cluckers to defeat the Crawl in the back. Factoid. Did you know some of the characters that Sonic rescues during the bonus stages originated in the Saturday morning cartoon that was airing at the time? This series, referred to as SatAM by diehard fans, wouldn't be acknowledged in the games again until Sonic Chronicles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to replay Sonic Chronicles and get to that part.
Oh, eventually, I think my plan for what we watch for Sonic Chronicles, I will see how much we can do with, like, Bobby Schroeder's playthrough, if it's up anywhere. Elsewhere, let me see. So, that sort of wraps up the episode. I'm gonna roll a die.
Roll a die.
That is a 5, which, if I remember right, I believe that is, Adventures for Sonic the Hedgehog, but let me make sure. Checking. Remember to cut this out, Dan. Remember to cut out you checking. Yep, it's Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. So,
silly mode.
Yeah, I think we'll either watch, the first 2 parts of a 4-parter, or I'll dig around and find some other episodes to watch, because before that 4-parter is the episode where with the Sonic Says about drinking.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That show has a 4-parter?
Yeah, it
has a movie?
Everything is like, fucking one-off episodes, except for the 4-parter. Like, it was made to run in syndication, but there is a 4-parter.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they, like, aired those episodes, did they have to, like, commit to airing those 4 weeks in a row? Or was it like, if you didn't watch it when it was first released, you might just randomly get one of the 4-parter episodes out of order?
I honestly couldn't tell you. My memories I remember watching one of those on TV when I was very little, and it was specifically one of the 4-parter episodes, but I couldn't tell you. It's possible they were just, like, self-contained enough that you didn't have to worry about that, but I couldn't tell you.
That's wild.
They are, that being said, they are more or less, individual episodes with just sort of an overarching plot, so you wouldn't be missing out on any core lore details, or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I will also say I think we'll take a bit of a break from recording until I can, like, get around to, editing all the episodes up to this point. I just figured that, like, the season 1 finale was a good place to, like, put a stopping point. So, that leaves us with questions. If you want to send in a question, you can do so, in the Ask Zone on our Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you should join, or you can just, respond to our Twitter posts, which is usually where I send them out anyways. We got no Discord questions, but we did get Twitter questions.
Okay.
Wow. It's usually the opposite.
Jasmine Mars has 2 questions at Pinmon. question 1. Who would you push into and fish out of the River Leith to give complete amnesia, and why? I don't know. Like, I don't know anyone I would want to give amnesia. I wouldn't want to do that to a good person. I think a bad person should have to live with the actions of what they've done.
Yeah, that's...
So,
well, I like, my gut instinct, I was like, would it be someone I hated? Because, like, I was like, Henry Kissinger. No, I'm like, no.
No, he should...
He should remember everything. He probably
everything
doesn't.
he does when I read it to him.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm gonna do, like, the Ghost Rider scream on Henry Kissinger.
Yeah, I'm going to give him the fucking penance stare.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give him the penance stare, and he'll immediately, like, he will explode like a Fist of the North Star bad guy.
Hell yeah.
The thing about giving him the penance stare is that he's already basically a cooked skeleton, so, like, I don't think it would do anything to him.
Yeah, it might not do anything.
Interesting.
I don't know
who would I push and fish out of the River Leith? Normally my gut instinct would do, as I always do, and say Dr. Starline, except his hilarity comes from the fact that he obsesses over one man, and I don't want him to forget that. So...
Right. Yeah.
I just put Eggman in there again. And
yeah, I want him to be nice again.
Yeah, make Eggman nice again, and Dr. Starline can mind break him again, or whatever the fuck.
You put him on the torture rack again?
Oh my
Put him through that fucking Revolver Ocelot shit.
Mm-hmm.
What if you put, like, someone who says, like, damn, I wish I could experience this really fun game again, and you're like, hey, I have a way where you can do that, but you have to
hey, you want to come to my dunk tank?
Hey, do you want to forget everything else, too?
Yeah,
have you ever seen Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind?
Yeah. Would you like to do that again? And also, we are going to have to make you play a bunch of other games first, so that you have the cultural context of what JRPGs are like, in order to be surprised by Undertale.
True.
Did you guys ever watch the one Adventure Time episode where they went to the underworld and Jake fell into the River Leith? And for the rest of the episode, they referred to it as he got poo brain.
I have heard the phrase he got poo brain.
I have heard poo brain, yes. But I did not know he fell into the River Leith.
That's great.
Yeah, it was an extremely funny episode for about sophomore year of high school, Devon.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Next question from Jasmine. What's your favorite dinosaur media?
I
mean...
don't know.
I mean, probably Land Before Time. I don't interact with enough, like, dedicated dinosaur media, except whatever the fuck is going on in Boruto right now, to...
Excuse me?
Have, like, What?
There's dinosaurs?
Oh, Sasuke's fighting dinosaurs in Boruto right now.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna have to say Land Before Time, because that shit was ruling my entire life for a good portion of my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was more of, like, a robot kid than a dinosaur kid. I mean, I know a lot of kids are both, but...
Mm-hmm. I'm just looking up pictures of cartoon dinosaurs to just remind myself of dinosaur media, and I think I am gonna have to go with Jurassic Park. At least the first movie. I don't know about the rest of the series. A bunch of those have Chris Pratt in them. Those don't count.
I mean, there is a second dinosaurs movie. Oh my god, second Jurassic Park movie. Jesus Christ.
There's multiple Jurassic Park movies.
There's like 2 with Chris Pratt in them, I think.
Yeah, there's like 3 of them with Chris Pratt in them. The second one I watched a lot simply because it had the scary scene where all the velociraptors were hunting people in tall grass, and I thought that was sick as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite dinosaur-related media was Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
Oh,
wait,
yeah,
same, actually. Fuck. No.
Yeah, sorry. I was so wrong when I said Land Before Time. It is Power Rangers Dino Thunder, yeah.
Fuck. That's one of... So... Oh my god. That was like peak Morg being obsessed with Power Rangers.
Oh, how could I forget?
Peak me being
comics.
obsessed with Power Rangers was through a few series, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am giving it to Jurassic Park, but my second choice is Dinosaur Comics by Ryan North.
Oh, yeah!
yeah.
That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably would be my, like, modern day one, but Dino Thunder is very special to me.
Yeah.
I can hear the theme song for Power Rangers Dino Thunder is literally playing in my mind right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Just rotating in there.
You should do that for, We Rate Queerbait.
I would have to rewatch it.
I know.
How many episodes is Power Rangers Dino Thunder? Sorry, you guys can continue on what we're doing.
I think we're wrapping up. I think we're, like, done.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking things up. How many fucking episodes? Oh my god, it's... Holy shit! So on Internet Archive, they have all of Power Rangers Dino Thunder, but instead of just like uploading episode by episode, they just uploaded all of them as one long video.
Oh, cool.
I'm looking at a 13-hour video right now.
Alright. Okay.
Sorry, continue again.
No, we're just... Like I
38 episodes, huh?
So, that wraps up, the episode. I think it is time for plugs. So, I'm Dan. You can find me at a lot of places, and you can find all those places at, biggerchallenge.card.co. That includes my other podcasts, which include Pot of Greed, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. We recorded an episode earlier today about Yu-Gi-Oh! About Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
5 of them.
There have been some interesting turns in the plot already.
There's a guy who's on Ancient Aliens, and it's his whole deck.
Yeah. You can listen to the Sonic Shuffle. Oh wait, that's this one. Never mind. You can listen to...
No, listen to the Sonic Shuffle, listeners.
Please listen to the Sonic Shuffle.
If you made it this far into the episode and you're like, damn, I didn't actually listen to this podcast. I skipped right to the plugs.
You've just picked out a random episode, and I guess whatever I titled this one was funny enough that you went with it. You can listen to Video Games, the Movie, the Podcast, a video game movie review podcast I do with my friend Maxie. Our most recent episode was on Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within, and our next episode will be on, Dragon Quest, Your Story, guest starring, Max, noted Dragon Quest fan.
Oh, the guy you made fun of earlier.
Yeah. No, listen, you remember that bit? I take it back. It's fine.
You remember that bit? No, you don't.
You can listen to, actually, yeah, that's it, because my time on Wow Cool Robot has ended. I guess I'll shout it out one last time, since there'll be a bit of a break. But, Wow Cool Robot, a Gundam podcast. I was on for the season on Gundam Build Fighters. It was a lot of fun. We got to talk about what if Gundam was just about Wow Cool Robots, and what if it was also kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, or maybe what if it was kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh?
That sounds ideal.
Yeah, just some real shonen tournament stuff.
Yeah, more shows should just be Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's it for me. Oh, also, no, I forgot to list off the links. Twitter, Tumblr, those are both Bigger Challenge. My co-host is Big Challenges. My art Tumblr, Biggest Art. At Xbox_holiday, where Usher celebrates holidays with Xbox. Happy Valentine's Day, Xbox. Grab a partner, but keep it on the dance floor. My Fur Affinity, Big Challenges. There's erotic artwork on there. You have been warned. That's it for me. So, Morg, where can we find you?
You can find me at Haunting the Morg on Tumblr and Twitter. You can find me at Gengar on Co-host. You can also find me on my other podcasts. I almost said a podcast I don't do anymore. Okay. Forward ReZero, a ReZero Watch podcast, and Digimon Ghost Gaze, a Digimon Ghost Game podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for me. Yeah. Go ahead, Devon.
You can find me on Twitter at Groovin Ghastly. You can find me on Tumblr at Jazz Dumpster. You can also find me on some podcasts called Goin' Will Hunting, a Hunter x Hunter rewatch podcast, and We Rate Queerbait, a show where we explore the blurry lines between homies and homos. The latest recording we just did was on Ep.108, and I think the latest recording we just released was on Jennifer's Body.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
An incredible movie that's really good.
It's a good movie, and people need to understand that.
And people really need to understand that it's a really good movie.
Mm-hmm. So you can find us on Twitter at ShuffleSonic, co-host and Tumblr, The Sonic Shuffle. You can find us on Noisepace.xyz. Noisepace.xyz is a podcast network. It has a Z in it because the guy who runs it, Matt GameCube, is Canadian. This week's alphabetical shout-out is the Big Match Minute. Two certified dumbasses, Lilith and Diet Coke, break down professional wrestling matches that they love minute by minute because the vengeful god has cursed them. This podcast is finished. It ended on June 6, 2021 with the finale episode, Season 2, Episode 19. Features Amanda Killian. I've never listened to this podcast, but it's probably very good.
I've listened to the House of Snacks podcast, and I like that one. So I assume this one's good too.
Yeah.
We can assume.
Mm-hmm. You can also listen to shows that aren't part of the network but are friends of ours, like this week's Yare Yare Boys. This is actually the last one on the list. Yare Yare Boys is a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure podcast run by Eddie Colazo and Brooks Oglesby. It's part of the You Love to Hear It network, which is just the podcast they do together. It's really fucking good. Like, I wouldn't be here recording this podcast if I hadn't learned about Yare Yare Boys and started listening to it. It's extremely funny. They went through all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure parts 1 through 5. They are currently doing part 6. The most recent episode to go up actually came out the day before this recording, on February 8th, episode 81, Picking Up Your Beans. And I will read the description to sort of like give you an idea of what this is like. Why old man look like that? Why old man move like that?
Yep.
Why Jolene fall like that?
Yep.
Why Harry make album like that?
Mm-hmm.
None of these questions are answered on this week's Yare Yare Boys. But like I said, it's a very good podcast. You should listen to it. And that is the last list on the network page of Noisepace. When we return, instead of the network page, I will be reading off entries from my podcast feed, my personal podcast feed.
Hell yeah.
Good.
I am a listener to, or I am subscribed to about 186 podcast feeds.
Wow,
now, keep in mind, that includes podcasts I haven't actually listened to.
Yep.
Podcasts that have ended. Podcasts that are actually bonus feeds for other shows.
Yeah.
That are on there.
Right.
So,
same here.
so it'll probably be more like, I don't know, 180, 170 weeks of recording before I go through all of that. I might skip over noise-based shows, since we're shouting those out anyways.
Right.
But you can look forward to the next 4 years of Sonic Shuffle, listening to me read those off.
Don't worry.
4 years of laughs.
I'm sure there's gonna be moments where I say, like, no, you should listen to this instead.
Actually, no.
Yeah,
wait,
I'm sure I can, like, supplement by being like, no, you should also listen to this.
Yeah, maybe 3 years. Maybe the next 3 years.
And then it can be Morg's turn, and then it can be my turn.
Oh, yeah, you know what? We should do that. We
We
should do
can
that.
keep going.
We should just alternate between a podcast on our feeds.
Fuck.
So, that's it for this week. We will see you after I finish editing all these episodes. But hey, if you're listening to this now, that means I've already done it, so you only have to wait a little bit longer.
Hell
Congratulations.
You did it.
You did it.
You made
We did it.
We're all doing the end of Evangelion Shinji clap right now.
Congratulations.
We did it, Reddit. Alright, that's it until next time. So, as we always say on the show, Sonic the Hedgehog is real, he is strong, and he is my friend.
He is the only blue life that matters.
The only one.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Hey, is Rotor blue?
Oh, Rotor's kind of blue. He matters too.
Rotor is also the only blue life that matters. Okay, good night.
I would say he's more of a purple, but yeah, good night.
Sonic the Hedgehog.